Today is Wednesday. It is my favorite day of the week. It is New Comic Book Day. But today I cannot do what I did last week. I was going to talk about a comic this week, and I was going to probably have a good time doing it. But today I just have to piss and moan about a freaking movie coming out in 2015. Now, the Fantastic Four has never been my favorite group ever. But by God, there is a way that movie is supposed to be made. There was this supposed leak of the plot line and what was going to happen in the movie. I read the plot leak, and if that was true, dumbest movie ever. It could probably work if it wasn't a Fantastic Four movie, but saying it's going to be the Fantastic Four movie, the plot sucked, especially since you're rebooting everything. So if you're going to reboot everything, you better be close to the frickin' story and how it actually happened. The reason these characters are frickin' iconic are because they were written well and they were created in a certain way. Now these movie people are sitting there going, oh, we can be iconic too, and we can be big, and we can have our own certain frickin' thing happen. But coming up with your own characters just isn't how that works. One, the Human Torch is not black. Nothing against black people, but it's, in the Alex Cross books, by James Patterson, the guy, Alex Cross is black, and then when they make him in the movie, he's black. Tyler Perry played him. Morgan Freeman has played that character. You don't mess with that because that's the way it's been written. You don't make any women, you don't make men characters in the women characters, and you don't make women characters in the men characters. It's just not how that works. That's how those characters were made. And they've made Johnny Storm black, and they've made Sue Storm his adopted sister, and they've made Ben and Reed Richards, store clerks. That's just not how it works. That's not how they work. So I'm losing my mind with these companies and these people that try to make movies and try to make them interesting. They're trying to put their own stamp on it and being amazing in their own way, and that's fine, but do not do it with the Fantastic Four movie. They already butchered it once. They messed up Iron Man 3. They messed up the Iron Man's arch enemy. I mean, they messed up his enemy bad. I mean, the Mandarin is his main bad guy, and they messed it up. But for those of you that don't know that, that's fine. You can get away with that. But the comic world is so large that people can't anymore. So why are they trying? We're going to call them out on it. We're going to tell them what went wrong and how it went wrong. And we're going to tell them how mad we are at them. And sooner or later, you're going to piss off a very large group of people when we just can't trust you anymore. It was kind of like with the Green Lantern movie. I thought Ryan Reynolds would be perfect. But then, the screenwriting sucked and the story sucked because they messed up the story. The original Fantastic Four movies, they weren't the best thing ever. Even in the Rise of the Silver Surfer, they combined two different stories and put them into one, and it didn't come out well. I don't get why they're trying to do things in their different own way when the original stories were amazing. They were huge. So just use that. Use the real story and just update it. And you can't update it by taking a guy who's a doctor and, Dr. Reed Richards and making him work in a grocery store. I'm losing every little bit of patience with this stuff. This stuff is, I care about this stuff because, I like the stories. But, it's like the TV show Gotham. Catwoman and Batman never hung out as kids. Never once. But they made it into a TV show and they made it interesting, I guess. And some people like it. And some people are like, well, we don't know much about Batman's history. No, there's enough you know about his childhood. All you gotta do is look. That's all you gotta do. And if it was, and again, it's a fiction movie, so I get it. It doesn't exist. But when the Human Torch has been a white, teenager for 50 some odd years, why is he anything but? Captain America's black now, but it's not Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers retired, so they changed Captain America's skin color, but they didn't change the original name. They just changed character. It went from Steve Rogers to the Falcon. It went from the original Captain America to the Falcon. Now the Falcon's Captain America. They didn't just make Steve Rogers black. They didn't do it that way. So in short, I am going to say I'm probably going to miss the Fantastic Four movie. There's a lot of characters in their stories that I enjoy that I could really, really like. But if that's the story they're going with, I just can't do it. And anybody who wants a good story, who wants to see a movie of a good story, and this turns out to just be entertaining, and then the people that that are comic fans hate it, that should be a pretty good sign that somebody's not doing their job right. That's just me. And Green Lantern, Hal Jordan's, he's a cocky mofo. He shouldn't be anything but. There are no words for how bad these things get. So it initially comes down to us. We can, we can voice our opinions loud enough and tell them to stop messing with the stuff that we cherish and we love, or we can just let them do what they want and we can sit idly by and watch as things change. It would be like rewriting the Bible, rewriting anything that's, let's rewrite Moby Dick. Let's rewrite One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Let's do a recasting of The Shining. Let's revamp that one. No, it's a classic. And we're redoing Ghostbusters. Why? For an all-female cast? I get it. Everybody wants equality. I get it. But you can't. The Ghostbusters. It's not going to be the same. Anybody that knows the original movies knows it's not going to be the same. Stop screwing with the stuff that doesn't need to be fixed. If it's not broken, don't fix it. I don't get why we're trying to.